Your life is slipping through your fingers not because you're careless, but because you've been taught to trade your soul for shadows. Every day you chase a promise that never materializes, a happiness that dissolves the moment you grasp it. The world tells you to keep moving, to stay productive, to fill every second with purpose. But in that relentless rush, you've lost the ability to feel the weight of your own existence. You've been sold a lie so elegant it feels like truth, that more will make you whole. Yet the more you accumulate, likes, possessions, achievements, the heavier the emptiness grows inside you. Look at your life, not through the lens of what you've done, but through what you've felt. When was the last time you paused long enough to hear your own thoughts, unpolluted by the noise of the world? We live in a paradox, surrounded by tools that promise connection, but deliver isolation. You send messages across the globe in seconds, yet struggle to share your deepest truths with the person beside you. The system thrives on your distraction, keeping you too busy to question its design. It's no coincidence that the moment you slow down, a quiet unease creeps in, whispering that something is profoundly wrong. They've convinced you that your worth lies in what you produce, what you display, what you can prove to others. But deep down you suspect that your true value exists in the moments no one sees, when you're simply you. The modern world has turned life into a performance where every act is measured by applause. But the louder the cheers, the more you realize they're clapping for a version of you that isn't real. You've been conditioned to fear stillness, to see it as failure, as wasted time. Yet it's in those rare, quiet moments that you glimpse the person you might still become. The greatest deception isn't that happiness is out there, waiting to be bought or earned. It's that you've been taught to seek it everywhere except the one place it's always been, within you. Every notification, every trend, every new goal is a carefully placed distraction. They keep you running a race where the finish line moves faster than you ever will. You've outsourced your desires to algorithms, letting them decide what you should want. But when was the last time you asked yourself without influence what truly matters to you? The irony is brutal. We've never had more freedom to choose, yet we've never felt more trapped. The endless options paralyze you, each one a reminder that you might choose wrong. They've convinced you that control is the answer, that with enough data you can master your life. But the more you try to control, the more you feel like a passenger in your own story. Your time is not just a resource. It's the only currency that matters. Every moment you spend chasing their version of success is a moment stolen from the life you were meant to live. The system doesn't want you to stop, because if you do, you'll see the truth. You'll see that the path they've laid out leads not to fulfillment, but to a hollow version of yourself. Introspection is terrifying because it demands honesty, the kind that strips away your excuses. But it's also the only path to reclaiming the parts of you that have been quietly erased. You've been taught to measure your life by milestones, but milestones don't warm your soul. It's the fleeting, uncelebrated moments, a laugh, a touch, a breath, that make you feel alive. The world has normalized exhaustion, calling it ambition, calling it drive. But exhaustion isn't a badge of honor. It's a sign you're living a life that isn't yours. You're not just tired from work or stress. You're tired from carrying a mask that no longer fits. The weight of pretending to be someone else is heavier than any deadline you'll ever face. They've made you believe that vulnerability is weakness, that showing your true self is a risk. But hiding who you are is the real danger. It's a slow death of the spirit. The courage to be authentic is the rarest form of rebellion in a world that rewards conformity. To live as yourself, unapologetically, is to defy the machine that profits from your doubt. You've been trained to crave validation, to need the world's approval to feel whole. But the moment you stop seeking their gaze, you begin to see yourself clearly for the first time. The system has turned your dreams into checklists, your passions into metrics. What would happen if you let go of the script they wrote for you and started writing your own? Your life is not a product to be optimized or a profile to be curated. It's a story, messy and raw, that only you can tell with honesty and heart. The modern world has stolen your ability to savor the present, keeping you tethered to a future that never arrives. Every moment you spend planning your next step is a moment you're not living. They've convinced you that busyness is proof of a meaningful life. But meaning isn't found in motion. It's found in the pauses where you remember why you're here, You've been taught to fear the unknown, to cling to certainty at all costs. Yet, the unknown is where growth lives, where you discover what you're truly capable of. The greatest tragedy isn't failing to achieve their goals. It's succeeding and realizing they were never yours. Success without purpose is just another cage, polished and gleaming. You've spent so long trying to fit into their molds that you've forgotten how to expand into your own shape. What would it feel like to stretch into the fullness of who you are? The world has convinced you that time is infinite, that there's always tomorrow to live better. But every second that passes is a piece of your life you'll never get back, ever. Your soul is not a machine to be tuned for efficiency. It's a flame that needs space to burn brightly. Starve it of authenticity, and it will flicker until it fades. They've made you believe that you're incomplete, that you need their products, their approval, to be enough. But you were born whole, and no external fix will ever surpass that truth. The system profits from your insecurity, feeding you doubts to keep you consuming. Imagine the power of a life lived free from the need to prove yourself to anyone. You've been running so long that you've forgotten how to walk, how to move with intention. Slow down, not to rest, but to rediscover the rhythm of your own heart. The world has taught you to compare, to measure your life against others' highlight reels. But your worth isn't relative, it's absolute, rooted in the simple fact of your existence. You're not just a cog in their machine, you're a universe, vast and unrepeatable. To reduce yourself to their metrics is to dim a light that was meant to shine fiercely. The system has convinced you that happiness is a destination, a prize to be won. But happiness is a choice, made in the quiet moments when you choose to be present with yourself. You've been taught to fear your own depths, to shy away from the questions that haunt you. But those questions are the map to your truth if you're brave enough to follow them. The world has made you a stranger to yourself, filling your days with noise to drown out your inner voice. Silence that noise, and you'll hear a wisdom that's been waiting for you all along. Your life is not a race to be won, but a journey to be felt deeply and fully. What would it mean to live each day as if it were the only one that mattered? The system has convinced you that you're small, that your role is to follow, to obey, to conform. But you are vast, and your refusal to shrink is the spark that could change everything. You've been chasing ghosts, status, wealth, approval, thinking they'll make you whole. What if you stopped chasing and started listening to the life that's already pulsing within you? The modern world has turned your attention into a commodity, bought and sold without your consent. Reclaim it, and you'll reclaim the power to shape your own reality. You've been taught to live for tomorrow, but tomorrow is a promise no one can keep. Live for now, for the breath in your lungs, for the truth in your heart. The system has convinced you that you're not enough, that you need to do more, be more. But you are enough, exactly as you are, and no achievement will ever change that. You've spent your life building a version of yourself for others to admire. What would it feel like to build a life for no one but yourself, raw and unfiltered? The world has taught you to fear failure, but failure is just a story you tell yourself. Every misstep is a chance to learn, to grow, to become more fully you. You've been conditioned to believe that your value lies in what you can show the world, but your true value lies in what you carry within, invisible and eternal. The system has stolen your time, your attention, your truth, but it hasn't stolen your will. You can choose right now to take it all back and live on your own terms. What if you woke up tomorrow and decided to live only for what sets your soul on fire? What would your life look like if you dared to let go of everything that isn't truly you?